The Oklahoma Proven Plant Recommendation Program here at OSU has recommended some top performing plants during the last few years, and this year is no exception. Once again, the group has picked an outstanding tree, shrub, perennial, and annual for our state. The tree for 2003 is the Kentucky coffee tree, like we've got right here behind me. This is one of our native deciduous trees that can get to be about 60 to 80 feet tall. And it's native to a wide portion of the state. We even find populations of these way out west, even in parts of the panhandle. The tree can handle drought once it's established. It doesn't mind being planted in poor soils. It can handle alkaline soils very well also. A neat thing about the tree is that the canopy is not very dense, so it allows a lot of light to come through, so there's no problem growing turf or other plants below the tree. The trees are either male or female. The female trees have the pods that contain the beans that some of the early settlers used to brew a drink similar to coffee. But I don't really recommend trying that because the pulp that surrounds the Kentucky coffee tree seeds is actually poisonous. A neat thing about the tree also is that it has really good resistance to ice damage, a problem that has seemed to kind of plague our state in recent years. And the reason the trees hold up so well in the ice storms is because of the leaves. This is one leaf right here of the Kentucky coffee tree. I'll just kind of break it off here. And you can see it's a very large compound leaf. These individual portions are called the leaflets, but this whole structure here is the leaf. So in the wintertime, this entire structure will drop to the ground, and you can see that a large portion of that green matter is not around in the wintertime, so it's not going to collect ice, and it doesn't have the twigginess that some of our other trees have that have all that surface area the ice builds up on, it becomes too heavy and it breaks the limbs. So the Kentucky coffee tree is very good against resisting ice damage. Well, you might think about trying a Kentucky coffee tree in your landscape. The Oklahoma Proven shrub for 2003 is pink velour crepe myrtle. We've got one right here in our patio garden. This plant was developed here in Stillwater by former OSU professor Dr. Carl Whitcomb. But you can see the plant has a lot of color. It's got these burgundy colored leaves here in the springtime. They do green up a little bit with the heat, but by that time it will have these beautiful bright pink flowers. Just a wonderful crepe myrtle. This pink velour crepe myrtle is resistant to powdery mildew, and it's a medium-sized crepe myrtle. It gets to be about 10 feet tall, but we can keep it smaller by cutting it to the ground each spring. The 2003 Oklahoma Proven Perennial is a plant that is a non-flowering plant. We've selected a fern for this year's perennial, and a very good choice in my opinion. This is the Japanese painted fern. This is actually a variegated form of the Japanese painted fern. It's got a little bit more silver than the species would have, and then the rachis, or the little stem type structure that holds all of the leaves together, is a very neat little raspberry color. So that's a very nice attribute to this plant. But again, ferns are non-flowering plants. We've got them here in our prehistoric garden. They will reproduce by spores that are produced on the undersides of these leaves. The Japanese painted fern, you can see, gets about 12 inches tall, a little bit taller, and then these fronds will kind of lay over. But a good thing about this fern is that it produces new fronds throughout the season. You can see a new leaf unfurling here, and one more right down here starting to come out. But this is, I think, one of the best ferns for Oklahoma. It has a toughness that other ferns don't have. It does require an amended soil with ample moisture, but it will reward you with a wonderful display. The plant we've selected for our 2003 Oklahoma Proven Annual is one of my favorite. It's a plant we've grown here at our studio gardens for a number of years now, and it never ceases to perform well. The plant is yellow bells, sometimes called Esperanza, Tecoma stans. But you can see the flowers here, these beautiful large yellow trumpet-shaped blooms. And the plant is not really botanically a true annual. It's actually a tropical shrub that we grow as a tender bedding plant. But you really don't need very many of the plants. Just put a few in the garden and you won't be disappointed, I guarantee it. These plants love the heat. In fact, they don't really get going until it gets hot. You can see we've got a lot of buds here yet to come on, and when it gets hotter, the plants just continue to bloom, and the hotter it gets, the more they bloom. The plants are in the same family as our native trumpet creeper. You might recognize the shape of the flower looks similar to the orange flowers of our native orange trumpet creeper. The family is the Bignoniaceae. But again, this plant's best attribute is its wonderful display of color in the heat.